Well, folks, what did you think of that? 107.9 FM. That was part of the plan. Our Music Monday guests, Evergreen, huge song for them. They were saying that got big on Twitch, the streaming service. Unbelievable. We got Brian Santos, lead guitarist, and of course we got Cody Weldon, the lead singer here in the studio, the primary songwriter as well, correct?
Used to be. It's a lot more collaborative now.
Now. I love a group effort. Fellas, welcome to Music Monday. It is great to have you both here in the studio. How you doing today?
Fantastic, man. It's a little chilly out there, but we're so happy to be here, so thanks for having us.
You guys caught me on my vacation, so I'm off work for a week. I'm chilling, man.
You guys have a very unique, cool story. You guys have been together like over 10 years or around 10 years, whatever it was. Not too many bands meet as young as you guys were, 18, 19 years old, and you're still going today. Unbelievable story. Take us back to that day in Long McQuaid, if you can, one of you.
Yeah, so me and Martin, our former drummer, we used to go to Long McQuaid and play a lot of expensive guitars that we definitely could not afford. And as we were sitting there kind of riffing away, Cody walked in. You know, he loved what he heard, and he's like, "Hey, you want to, record some songs with us? I work at a studio," and that's it. That's how it really started. We were working on some songs that Cody had written at the time, and yeah, it's a blast. It's awesome to see that we're still here. We're writing better music, even better music as we go, which is crazy. But yeah, it's great.
Our guy Marcus out there, he nailed it. Like, you guys sound phenomenal. Like, Cody, your voice, Brian, your guitar playing. It reminded me of like the mid 2000s, that song Evergreen. Like, I love the way that sounded, like POD, Youth of a Nation mixed in with something else. I love the way it sounded. Fantastic. First time hearing that song.
Thank you.
Do you mind if we talk about Evergreen quick? Like,
sure.
The coming together of that.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys find inspiration with that song?
So that one was kind of interesting. A lot of the times before that, our songs kind of just like came together really quickly or were really smooth experiences. That song was probably the first time in our history, it's pretty old in our catalog, that we had to rewrite it, I think 3 or 4 times. It almost didn't make it off the cutting room floor. And at the time, it was like me and Dan, I think, had just joined the band not too long before that. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, all right, man, sit down with me. Let's see if we can make something of this. And finally, after probably months of work, sat down and made it happen. Something about his like new influences. I grew up on like Breaking Benjamin and all that alternative stuff that you're talking about.
I hear it.
And something about him bringing the more like shoegazy, like he loved Deftones and some of that new metal stuff, just kind of tied a ribbon around the whole thing, and after that it was just such a smooth process.
Make our ways, like the cleans, clean guitar sounds that we use kind of sound, very 80s-esque, but I do love, that's where we all come together, is the Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Nickelback, Crazy Frog, no, I'm just kidding on the Crazy Frog. It's a band joke that we got going on. But yeah, we all really come together at that, like, alternative 2000s, radio rock stuff, and that's our home base.
Yeah, so for you personally, like those 80s bands that you were talking about there, you're inspired, especially like, because that's made a huge resurgence I've seen on social media, like the way how clean guitars sound back in the 80s, like Whitesnake. That's huge influence on you, but you bring that 2000s alternative sound with it. That's where you all meet on?
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah.
I figured you'd be into shoegaze as well.
I
love that sound. I really, really do.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you go back, the Smiths and then the Strokes, kind of their little shoegaze. Like, I figured that might have been inspired by you too.
Yeah.
Like,
Dan brings that influence and so much other influence to the band. Like, he does write quite a bit. I feel like his tapping guitar parts in that song, like his contributions in Evergreen, really, really do make that song come together, like what Cody said.
Yeah. Dan and Kyle, correct? The other members.
That's right.
Shout them out.
Yeah.
Shout them out.
Legends.
Yeah. Hopefully they're tuning in, fellas. Couldn't be here today, but you know what? That is totally all right. They're here in spirit.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, with only 2 microphones, Dan might have to sit in my lap, and now I'm really disappointed he couldn't come.
We got to talk about, like, both of you, like, did you have any vocal training, Cody? Did you have any guitar training, Brian? Are you like self-taught? Do you know like music theory, the pentatonic scale, all that
So we'll
stuff?
start with Cody, and then we'll kind of see the contrast here.
Okay, so there's a different like story between me versus the other guys in the band, but there is one common thread that I think you'll find fun. So I actually, contrary to the rest of the band, started in music when I was very young. Voice, classical voice, piano, Academy St. Cecile, doing all that RCM stuff. I took it all the way through high school. I did my degree in university on like in jazz voice, did some classical. I was in the choirs and everything. So I have a pretty deep history with music education and performance in general. I did music theater. So like you can say music kind of infected every part of my life for a long time. And it's a good infection, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for me, it was the complete opposite. I loved music so much. I didn't have any lessons. I just learned off of YouTube. Shout out Marty Schwartz. If you know, you know. But yeah, I just learned watching other people play on YouTube. And at the time, I want to say like 2011-ish, because I had only been playing guitar for like 2 years before I joined the band. So there was this very large skill gap between Cody and I, because he knew the theory and I was just kind of getting started in a sense. But yeah, I just learned by watching people play, and I honestly just love to play. I love the sound, I love the feeling, and I just, still love to do it.
I wish, man, that's incredible.
The funny through line though is that all of us, you can trace back playing guitar, because I didn't play guitar in any of my education for a long time until, well, I was probably late grade school when it came out. Y'all remember Guitar Hero?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally why.
I spent a long summer just getting really, really good at Guitar Hero. And then I ended up sitting down. I was like practicing it at half speed, and it just clicked. And I was like, I could just play actual guitar. My dad's got one in the garage.
Yeah.
So I sat down and started playing guitar. But if you trace the origins of playing guitar for all of the members of the band, including our drummer who got into it because of that.
Yeah.
You can trace it back to all of us being really big into Guitar Hero, and that's what like got us into a lot of this more modern alternative and metal and stuff like that. So despite the different educations, we all still come from the same background.
Guitar Hero and Rock Band, like huge influences.
Yeah.
Like I remember being blown away by Guitar Hero, but then Rock Band come out. Like, are you kidding me? You could sing, there were drums. Like, this is like another level.
The drums were a life changer.
Oh, yeah.
I love how like that's the common theme between
Yeah.
you guys. Unbelievable stuff. But I think what's even more impressive, like it really does impress me that you guys have been together that long and you're still going strong today. Unbelievable. You don't hear of these bands anymore that get together as young as you guys did, and they're still going. You guys are making music. You guys are having fun.
Yeah.
You guys love what you do, I can tell.
Well, it's kind of crazy because we've never really had a lineup change either. We've only ever added Dan on guitar because it was originally just a four-piece, myself, Martin, Kyle, and Brian. And then we did, unfortunately, have our drummer, Martin, step away. So we are on the hunt for somebody to replace him as a full-time. We've had somebody sitting in, but that's the extent of our lineup changes in 10 years, which I'd say is a pretty good track record.
That really is. I mean, life happens, right?
yeah.
You know, it gets
Yeah.
busy and whatnot.
And I think the key is just like we're all just friends. We all love hanging out and having a good laugh, sharing some memes. Like honestly, like we hang out on the regular. Like we play hockey, floor hockey together. Like it's not just music. Like we get together every so often. Like you know what I mean. So I think that's the foundation of it. We all have common interests, and music's one of them, and we have a great time doing it. So
Oh man, I love the bond. I really do. Like, it's great that you guys have, like barely any lineup changes, as Cody mentioned, and you're still like just tight even outside of the band. It's just not like basically school where, oh, okay, group project, this is what we're doing. No, you guys like literally have been friends since that day, which is awesome.
yeah.
It's rare these days. It really is. Sometimes bands only get together just to make music
Yeah.
or play shows.
They get
whatever.
together for that one EP, and then they're just like, see you later.
Yeah. Speaking of more music, I'm Coming Down. We're going to go to a break, play that song. We'll hear right from the source right after this, the inspiration, all that good stuff, how it was making it. But part of the plan, I'm Coming Down on the Berg. Oh, yeah, 107.9 FM. I'm coming down, part of the plan. We got Cody Weldon, lead singer, and Brian Santos, lead guitarist, here in the studio. That song right there, nice little backstory that we're going to hear straight from the source. So whoever would like to take lead on this one, what was the background of that song, and what was it like making that song?
So at that point, I was working at a studio here in Windsor, and we had basically free reign to do what we wanted outside of working hours. I was a key holder and everything like that. And so we would get together every once in a while and do this exercise where, like, we're just going to full out in the next 2 to 5 hours, write a whole song. And that was the goal. Like, let's just get this done. And leading up to it, I had been like looking into what was doing well in Spotify at the time on the charts and what was getting a lot of plays. And I was like, what's the common thread here? Funny enough, I was listening to like hip hop and rap. And it was always like, oh, it's 2.5 minutes. It's verse, chorus. These structural elements are here. What if we just take that and threw that on to our own sound?
Yeah.
And so we sat down, we workshopped it. That song came together in one session. And it was all basically just to see what we could do with creative limits and whether or not we could target something that was a little bit nebulous, like the Spotify success. And funny enough, that was the first time we ever got on a Spotify curated playlist. It gave us like thousands of listens in the first couple weeks. And it was just kind of like a miracle story where just everything kind of went our way.
Yeah.
That must have been like a shocking, like, is this real life moment kind of thing.
Absolutely. But it like every step of the process was like that because we wrote it in 3 hours. Like I remember pitching the chorus and Cody's like, okay, cool. Like what if we put these chords, and we sat down with pads and everything. And then he's like, okay, now for lyrics. And that's not my expertise, but Cody like just made it happen. Like, you know, got in that zone and the lyrics came together, everything came together. And yeah, that song was pretty successful for us considering how fast it came together.
Man, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
unbelievable.
Thank you. I love that song.
Oh, man. Okay, so I got to ask you, like, are you guys currently working on anything? Are you allowed to discuss
Yes.
in
Yes.
little detail if you are, without spoiling too much?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're working on a few singles right now. We've got one in the pipeline that's doing pretty well, pretty close to getting off the cutting room floor. A couple of other ones in the works as well. We put out a single actually earlier this year. Didn't do a whole lot of promo for it, but if you want to check it out, it's called What's Wrong With Me. You'll get kind of not a new direction on the band, but you'll kind of see where these new singles may come up. Mm-hmm. We've got some videos in the work too, but most of the time, every year, winter rolls around. Nobody wants to play shows. It's cold. Nobody's trying to go anywhere they don't need to go. So we hunker down and start to get into the studio again. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where we're at right now. We're in the studio. We're looking for a new full-time member, and we're just planning for the next year. You know?
Planning for do you have any shows lined up for the next year?
So nothing concrete, but we definitely plan like about 2 headline shows every year. And we always look forward to those because they're always like these. We try to make them like these spectacles. So we've been very lucky that the last 3 or 4 of them that we've done have just completely sold out. And, you know, we usually play Meteor. Shout out to Meteor Lounge in Windsor. It's such a great venue. And we put on a great production, like great lighting, like, you know, maybe if you're in the mosh pit, you might get hit with a pool noodle or a beach ball or something. It's always an experience, and we try to have a ton of fun with the shows. But like I said, nothing concrete, but we'll 100% have something going on next year.
I can't wait for that. And I'm sure obviously the Windsor music scene, you guys have, you know, become huge. And the Windsor music scene, it's just, ever since, I don't know if I got into it at the right time, but I find the last like just over 2 years, it has just blown way up.
Yeah.
And I'm so fortunate for that because I got to learn along the way. The listening audience here in Amherstburg got to learn along the way. What have you guys seen the last just over 2 years with the Windsor music scene?
Honestly, like I've seen like a lot of just like really quality like acts come through, you know, the ranks, because I'm not trying to put anyone down, but like I feel like just there's something happened like after COVID where people were like, you know what, there is a ton of talent here, and they took the standard from like here to all the way up here, and now it's like you can go to any show in the city and there's a fantastic band playing. There's just the talent local to our area is just phenomenal, and I don't know what it is. I think people just I don't know.
There's something in the water,
There's something
man.
in the water, yeah. But it's honestly, I will say that it's a pleasure to be in the scene with so many talented people. There's genuinely a scene here where people care about each other, and it's like a big, just a group of friends like getting together watching these shows, whether it's, the folk scene or it's, it's metal or it's rock or whatever. It's a great time. So yeah, it's great to be a part of.
Perfectly said. Like, I'm just fortunate to find out when I did, because I feel like it's even just gone up more from when I found out. Like there's a huge scene, like you said, like the folk scene. A couple people like that have come through. Tim Swaddling. Like it's great to see all these different genres and just how busy Windsor is, especially the downtown core, like Meteor. There was like a couple shows there the other night as well, like Sean Vandenberg of Happy Little Crowd Productions. Like
he's a legend.
He's doing big things. Like he's
Yeah.
It's stuff like that I find when I got into this business, it just skyrocketed. At least it seems like that to me, and I'm so fortunate for that.
Likewise.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this. You guys were on like a show, Temptation Island.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this.
So that's a really interesting story, because it actually technically goes back 5 years.
Wow.
So I have a friend I went to university with, a very good friend, Marco Kean, and he basically got into being a rights holder for publishing companies, and he talent scouts effectively. And for a long time, we've submitted music together to Atrium Music. And you'd throw it in the database, and it's there available for TV and film companies to be able to use it.
Yeah.
And so this song that you're talking about was actually uploaded all that time ago. And around that same time, I personally had a couple of publishing opportunities as well on some other projects that Marco got for me, but that was kind of the end of it for a while. It's feast or famine. Sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it doesn't. We had been kind of in our, winter hibernation mode and kind of working on stuff in the background. And then all of a sudden we got a call, or I got a Facebook message really. And Marco was just like, hey, by the way, in 2 weeks, you're going to be on Temptation Island. You're going to be on Netflix. I was like, okay, you're going to tell me a bit more about that, right?
And the craziest part is we were prepping for a 5-year anniversary of the album in which that song is on. So it was this, and none of it was planned. We felt like we needed to give that an anniversary release because it was released during COVID, and it never really got to see the light of day. So then that had happened, and it was just this perfect storm where now it's like it's on a Netflix show. And just seeing that kind of national exposure and the attention that we got from that is so cool, because that's exactly what we wanted from the EP. It's like it manifested itself in a way. So it's really cool. Just, yeah.
How was like your run with celebrity stardom? Like,
we're here. That's the
Yeah.
This is the run. This is amazing.
I love
like, what do you? It's awesome.
We were on the season opener too. It was like right before it cut to the opening credits and the opening title screen. It was crazy. Like, because sometimes you get those publishing deals and it's like somebody's screaming under it, "You don't love me," and like it's not the focus.
Yeah.
There was like no dialogue. It's the big build up to the big moment where it's just like Temptation Island splashes the screen and it's us.
Yeah, it's
like
us
that was
playing background.
unbelievable to watch.
Yeah.
unbelievable. So like anybody like that, like, hey, I heard you guys on there.
Yeah, I've had people that I haven't seen in a while, and I like from high school and stuff. Like I'll run into them, and they're just like, "Man, like I heard about the Netflix thing, and then we happened to be watching, and we heard it. Like that's so cool." Like, so it's really really cool. Again, like we love writing music, and then seeing this is just like that extra cherry on top. You know what I mean? So thank you, Netflix. Pick up some more of our songs. That would be
Call
awesome.
Marco. He'll hook you up.
That's it. He's the man.
It's not too often something like that happens to a band like from this area. That's unbelievable, guys. Like,
Yeah, thank you.
It's so cool. I don't know how you guys are doing it. Your music's being picked up like just globally. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing something right. It
Thank
resonates. It resonates with that certain age group. The producer of that show must be around our age. Like,
Yeah, it's possible.
hey, like folks, if you are are around, 30 to 40 years old, do you remember the mid 2000s, the early 2000s, that alternative scene? Hey, you are going to love Part of the Plan, and I highly recommend you check them out. You guys are on Spotify. You guys on Apple Music?
Everything you can
Everything.
imagine.
Yeah, YouTube,
Perfect.
Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, you name it. We're all over the place.
Perfect. Well, fellas, before I let you guys go, is there anything that either you would like to share individually? Let you both have the starlight there, if you want.
Yeah, I want to say.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
You put us on the, no, that's okay. That's what this is for. Yeah, if you haven't heard of us, we're Part of the Plan from Windsor, alternative rock metal band. Yeah, check us out on Spotify, like you said, Apple Music, all that stuff. We got some cool music in the works, some cool video projects that are going to be coming out very soon. And come out to a show, because we throw pool noodles in the mosh pit and you can swing at people if you want. So, yeah.
All I got to say is, if you listen to us, you're a real one. If you listen to us from the beginning, you're a realist one. And if you don't listen to us, you already know what I'm going to say.
Thanks for having us, man.
Well, hey, you know what? It has been a pleasure. Brian Santos, Cody Walden, thank you both so much. And we will literally follow your journey along and wish you the best of continued success. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Closing it out now with the final song we have from them, What I Deserve, Part of the Plan, here on the Berg.